Spring is officially springing, thank goodness. I am so excited. I'm standing outside, it's March 23rd. I don't have a jacket, the sky is blue, the air is nice and warm and fresh, and I have come out of hibernation. The last longer form video I did was back in January. It was kind of a recap of the last year and my last year in YouTube and kind of that whole progression. And finally, I am getting really motivated to get this year's garden going. I've already got seedlings. I've planted seedlings, I think about 3 weeks ago now, and they're starting to show some progress. I also did a whole bunch of work in the large garden plot, and I have a pretty good plan for that, which is very exciting, if not a little overwhelming. I'm still going to be using my portable greenhouse in the backyard. I'm going to be using that mainly for herbs and lettuces and just things that I don't think require that much pollination. Since it's completely enclosed, it gets really, really warm in there, and also there are no bees and bugs and birds, and I mean, that was part of the good thing, is that the pests were not really a problem, but I also discovered that because of that, I don't think that the plants did as well as they would have if they were just outside, open to the elements. So I am getting more and more ambitious every year. This is my 3rd year gardening. This year I'm going to try a bunch of large tomatoes. I've only done cherry tomatoes so far, and those worked out pretty well, except I had them in like larger like raised planters, and they just grew too tall for the greenhouse. So it's 10 feet tall, but they were maybe about 3 feet off the ground, and so they just got really big. It got really overwhelming. So that was a good lesson learned. I think that the tomatoes, for various reasons, just need to be outdoors, and I'm just gonna have to do whatever I can to keep them safe from the pests. So I have several tomatoes started. I'm gonna do more peppers this year. I'm going to do a lot more wildflowers, which I'm excited about. And I just went today to the seed bank in Petaluma, which is just a paradise if you are looking for seeds. They primarily, almost exclusively have Baker Creek. Sorry, that's Dennis in the background. He's very excited. We found this random, beautiful purple poppy in the front of our driveway, and I think what happened is some bird brought a seed over. It's this beautiful lavender fancy poppy. I'll show a picture here, and he is transplanting it closer to the garden plot over here. He's just yelling at our puppy Sunny as well. So if you heard that, that's what that was. We are out here working together, which has been really fun. Now that the weather is nice, we can be out and just get fresh air. It does wonders for the mind. I'm sore yesterday from all the raking I did. It just feels really great. Anyway, back to what I was talking about before. So I'm keeping the portable greenhouse. I'm just doing a few things in there, and then I'm going to use that space as more of a kind of storage and prep space. I'll probably move seedlings out there when I kind of start to harden them off, because it does stay really bright and really warm in there. So once I run out of space and grow lights indoors, I'll be putting the seedlings out there. So I think I will show you a little bit more about what's going on. I won't go into the greenhouse because it is just a disaster. I basically need to empty out the larger raised planters because I'm going to be moving those outside, so I have to get all of the old soil out of those so that they don't weigh 9,000 pounds, and I can move them outside. And yeah, it's just not really anything pretty to see. So the outdoor garden is pretty pretty right now, but it doesn't, there's nothing really exciting going on. But I will show you now what is happening, and also show you some of the seeds that I'm working on and some of the really cool things that I got at the Petaluma seed bank. Here's how things are looking in the garden plot. It's about 50 by 50 feet. There are going to be 2 areas with raised beds. There's a trellis here where I'm gonna try to have some cucumbers and peas. I've kind of cleared out this whole space, and then there are going to be raised beds around these rectangles. This large space is about 36 feet by 6 feet, and Dennis is building a little wooden border for that. Then here we have these two raised beds, which were on the other side where I just showed you, but we moved them over so that we could clear the ground out below. So I still have to figure out what's going to go in these. I'm going to plan that out this week. So we've got two of these here. Then I have this little 3-tiered planter that I had strawberries in, and I completely neglected them. So what I'm going to do is see what I can salvage. The bottom layer looks okay. So I'm going to put all of them on the bottom layer. This book is a gift from my mom. It's called The Food Forward Garden, and it is really inspirational. The photography is gorgeous. It kind of has various different scenarios of planting gardens in different living situations. That's one of our hens. I think she just laid an egg, if you can hear that. Anyway, the photos are gorgeous. It's just could be like a fantasy. If I could have any of these scenarios going on in my garden, I would be beyond thrilled. But not only is it beautiful, it does actually have a lot of really practical advice about different plants and planting. I highly recommend it. The Petaluma Seed Bank, I got these silly seedling seed starter. They're made out of silicone. So I really like the fact that you can reuse them. They're a nice size. I'm going to be planting a bunch of my seedlings in these today. I got 2. They're 10 cells each. Here are some of the incredible seeds I got at the Petaluma Seed Bank. They're all Baker Creek heirloom seeds. And as I mentioned, I'm going to do some larger tomatoes this time and more peppers. I mean, look at this. Rebel Starfighter Prime Tomato. They're just a funky shape. They're funky colors, totally gorgeous. I really hope that they work. We'll see. The photos on these seed packets are just pretty incredible. So here's this 3-tiered planter I was telling you about. I'm going to be planting cilantro and basil, I think. And then I'm going to use the bottom level. That strawberry plant looks like maybe it'll be okay. I'm going to move the others to the bottom and see what I can do. But I'm just going to start these outside since the weather is really nice, and hopefully they will thrive. Here are some of the seedlings I started about 3 weeks ago. They are doing really well. Primarily larger tomatoes and some herbs and some peppers. This dill just got super leggy, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen with that. I might just have to direct sow some seeds that I have still from this packet. But this is my little setup. I have a grow light here. I'm probably going to be moving these out to the greenhouse pretty soon and up potting them. But I'm pretty happy. So far they're doing well. The tomatoes smell so incredible. I just love the way tomato plants smell, and it's just that incredible fresh green scent that just reminds you that, you know, there's life and it's spring. And over here, I have these seedlings that I just started 2 days ago. Actually, well, with the exception of this habanero right here, which is just finally starting to germinate a little bit. And that's a little basil mini greenhouse dome I created in a cherry tomato container. So before I bring them over to the grow lights or take them outside, I have this tray on a heat mat here, and I just leave this on until they start to sprout and then immediately take them off. But I really like these little silicone seedling trays that I found at the Petaluma Seed Bank. So making more progress, things are looking good. I'm super excited. I'm glad you're back here on this journey with me, and I will keep you updated. Happy gardening.